I'm not going to go bit by bit on this show because it's more of the concept and just what they're doing now and why their thinking is wrong. And everybody, please feel free to try to shoot holes in this. You won't be able to because I'm right, but you can blather on. The opening match, Adam Page and Kenny Omega against the Lucha Brothers, right? And by the way, did you notice on Justin Roberts' lower third Chiron, the graphic, 23 years experience as a ring announcer?
No,
hey, I swear to God, I freeze framed it. They're just amusing themselves now on the graphics like it's a fucking fan project here.
Well, I saw the one for Adam Page. Did you see the Adam Page one?
I didn't see that.
It said, I'm paraphrasing. It said something along the lines of, say something funny like "Happy Holidays," HAW for holidays. So
what?
It's like, was that sent to someone? Not to be on the air that way, or was it intended to be on the air that way? You didn't see that?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I just happened to notice Justin Roberts, but at least it wasn't a rib. So they actually printed on the graphic that went on the air instructions that the guy putting together the graphic list for the Chiron guide said, well, say something funny. Oh, and they said, say something funny.
Now I'm looking for
you have to send the list to the graphic guy that inputs that, and it has to be exact with everybody spelled right. So apparently it's I Love Lamp. The Chiron guy wrote the instruction or something.
I'm going to get the exact thing while we're talking.
All right. Well, I will go on. Look here, this match, it's easy. It's the same fucking match. Kenny Olivier, he's bouncing, he's happy, he's pointing, he's making faces. The Lucha Brothers do their thing where they stop everything down and make funny hand signals to each other. And then Pentagon stood there for Kenny and Adam Page to chop him in a phony display. It's same as always. There's no heels. The fans are cheering everybody. Olivier's faces looks like he's going to pass kidney stone. Then he does a dive. The match doesn't make any sense. It's sloppy. They kept Page out of it mostly until he made a nice comeback. But this is not Adam Page's. This is not where he's going to get over in the midst of two Lucha guys and fucking Omega. Because it's just matches where guys that just do shit to each other and all matches look the same and they all look like they're cooperating with each other. It's not how a guy like Adam Page gets over. And we've talked about it. They've been having problems with him already, like they have a lot of other people. But if you're going to, Adam Page can get over wrestling a Dustin Rhodes. Adam Page will look horrible wrestling a Lucha Brother because it's just a clash of styles and nobody knows what the fuck to do for Adam Page in that situation. and the Lucha Brothers may be the hottest tag team in Lucha Libre in Mexico, but this ain't Mexico. And they just do the same shit everybody else does.
Okay.
As I wrote, mess. Guys just doing shit to each other back and forth. Go ahead.
Here's what it said. It said, IDK, which is I don't know, make it say something like happy, HAPPYEE, holidays, HAWLIDAYS. I don't know, make it say something like happy holidays.
That was the graphic that aired on his statistics bar.
For the Hangman. Adam Page.
Well, there you go. And then finally, Adam Page accidentally hits Olivier with the buckshot lariat, and the Lucha Brothers pin him. So there's Omega's been pinned again, and now Page and Olivier are pissed at each other. Here's the thing. This is going to manifest itself in the main event, so we'll get it out here now. Here is where they're making their fatal mistake. Besides the fact that you've got a bunch of fucking guys, except for Cody Rhodes, you got a bunch of fucking guys that have only played wrestler before and have never actually booked, have never actually been matchmakers, have never actually had to push guys or give finishes or whatever. They've just done it in their fucking minds at his talent. And they've not been on any major league level. And yeah, I'm not talking about New Japan. New Japan is a completely different kettle of fish from booking an American promotion and giving other guys finishes or putting together angles or whatever. And the biggest American promotion Kenny Olivier has ever worked for was Ring of Honor when Kerry Silkin still owned it. And the Young Bucks have never been stars anywhere. And they're the ones who said, we really never got over until we just stopped doing what people told us to do, like the bookers and bosses and promoters, and started doing whatever we wanted to do. So they refused to learn anything when they were told to do it. And truthfully, it worked for them because if they did things the right way, they'd be laughed out of a fucking wrestling building and nobody would ever fucking think twice about them because they got the opportunity to do all this stupid shit. People look at them and they've gotten over, but now it's made the rest of the business look like fucking shit. But anyway, here's the problem. They are going in and assuming Omega's doing jobs. The Young Bucks are doing jobs. For these other teams, they are going in with the assumption that they are big stars and that they are over. That's where they've made their fatal mistake. Because when they get on TV, as well as seen now, that you have two choices when you get on TV. Either the same number of people still follow the program or the company as did before you got on television, which is bad news, or you make a bunch of new fans because now you're on television and now people can actually hear about you, which is the goal, right? They are assuming that everybody is in the category of we know who all these people are, and so they're stars to us. The way that their stars have been booked since the beginning of the program buries their stars to all the many more people out there who have never heard of the Young Bucks, have never heard of Kenny Olivier, have never heard of any of these fuckers except for Chris Jericho and Cody. And they're wondering, why are they saying that this team that gets beat all the time and that looks like grade school kids is the best tag team in the world? Why are they saying that this guy that looks like Harpo Marx is the best wrestler in the world and he always loses? They have shot themselves in the foot because they have bought their own publicity and deluded themselves into thinking that they are stars to the mainstream population of America or even the mainstream wrestling fan population of America, and they're not. They're indie fucking guys who got lucky for a good little hot run. Now they're finding out they don't know how to get over to a regular audience because they've never bothered to be serious about any of this shit. And especially in the Young Bucks' case, they never listened to anything they were told, and they wanted to break all the rules to get over. Well, as Lance Storm said in ECW, we broke all the rules, then we found out why there were rules. Well, right now, the Young Bucks and Kenny Olivier are finding out why there were rules. And Cody, who's already known because he's kept himself away from all the stupid shit, has now apparently been strong-armed into fucking burying himself and getting involved with these fucking idiots. We'll talk more about that in a second. But anyway.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You know, when you look at AEW and you look at some of the guys who have broken out, like I would say MJF has more value now than he had 3 months ago before the program started.
Yeah, just what we've seen of him, everything's been brilliant.
Right. Jungle Boy, same thing.
Yes.
I would say Luchasaurus, same thing. Jericho, there's no issue there. You know, he can go to the WWE if he wanted to. But taking personal animus aside, do you think with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks that they devalued themselves with the way they've been used in AEW and the way they've come across as opposed to people like Cody and Jericho? Like,
yes.
I mean, do you think they have the same value to Triple H now that they did 4 months ago?
Well, no, because now they didn't take the money to not get involved with the billionaires, so we don't have to worry about another fucking jack off opening up a fucking wrestling promotion. That's what they were trying to give them money to bring them in the fold, not because they. Somebody may think they could make some money off Omega. I don't think anybody thinks they could make any money off the Bucks. They were trying to give go-away money. We'll sign them. They'll be with us. The billionaire will get frustrated and he won't open a company, so we don't have to worry about that for a year or two. Because that's how long it'll take to get this whole thing cleared out where they don't have any competition again. A year or two. But since they didn't want to take that money, then I'm sure that everybody involved in the WWE side of the negotiation said, okay, then it'll take a year, maybe two, before all this, the chickens come home to roost. We see through all of this fucking falderall, or the fans do, and they know they don't know what they're doing. That's what's happening now, only quicker than I thought. So Omega's been beaten again by a guy that this time because his partner fucked up, but Adam Page is a guy that they haven't hardly really been able to get over either, even though he actually has talent, unlike Omega, who cannot contain himself from all the gesticulating. Page is a good-looking kid. He just needs direction and somebody to book him right. I did not understand. Pac shows up on the screen, goes into a room with Kenny's friend, knock it off, who's got his back turned.
His
best friend,
apparently. Yeah.
He goes in there and he closes the door, and Olivier runs out panicked. And did we ever see anything again, ever?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was in the picture.
Did I miss that?
It was in the picture in picture.
What? Because as soon as the commercial comes up, I zip through. What was in the picture in picture?
So in the picture in picture, he ran back into that room that Pac had casually closed the door of with Nakazawa. I don't know what Nakazawa was doing in there, but Kenny Omega gets in there and Pac and Nakazawa are gone. And then he comes out, the Lucha Brothers kick his ass again. So now he gets beat up another time. And then Adam Page comes out and they have a weird thing backstage. But there's a lot of shit. Look, unfortunately, both shows, AEW and NXT, do a lot of stuff during the commercial break. But with AEW, it seems like they have a lot of shit that you would think you would want on the actual main broadcast that happens during these picture-in-picture commercial breaks. And I don't understand it.
Well, because they're overthinking. They're probably, well, because they've never formatted a television program before in their miserable fucking lives. They're probably thinking, oh, we'll do this that way. They'll keep looking in the commercial because they can't turn away from a second of our gold that we're giving them. As soon as that commercial pops up, I'm fast forwarded or changing.
And by the way, Nakazawa is a full-size wrestler. Kenny Omega ran back there like Pac just closed the door and he's in there with Rio or Marco Stunt or someone who has no chance against this devastating, I keep forgetting to this day if it's Pac or Pac, but I've called them both. Kenny Omega ran back there and then he just he looked like a fool again. Whether you like Omega or not, the booking of Kenny Omega in AEW has been atrocious. Atrocious. They had a guy who was a commodity, and you can't tell me that he's worth as much now as he was a few months ago.
No. Because the people who have never seen these people before are going, what the fuck? And the people who have seen them before and were their fans are still thinking the same thing because they don't understand wrestling that's supposed to actually be serious and taken seriously and draw money and sell tickets and everything anyway. They just want to see the video game. So their audience their cult audience has deluded them into thinking that normal people think they're stars, and they don't. And they're finding this out now, I'm pretty sure.